Alrighty. Okay, guys, so we're super excited y'all hopped on today. Coming back from Maui last week. I hope y'all saw lots of the pictures and hopefully it got you excited and wanted to be in Maui with us next year. It was an amazing week and just yet again being around, Alec and Tarl in corporate and they care. I mean, they care about us so much. Like it's crazy the amount of work and time and effort and everything that they do for us, whether it be the speakers or, different things that they're doing. They rolled out that incentive for us this week. Speaking of which, that ends at 3:00 Eastern time today. So hop on that if y'all have anybody on the fence still. To whether the planning the parties and just putting all of, everything for us. And so, but they do it for everybody. Like Leaders Retreat next week. It's not next week. Next month is going to be the same way. It's amazing. They really pick speakers who can pour into us and that we can relate to, like people that we would be friends with, but they have this knowledge that come into, to speak to us. So anyways, I'm a little bit still out of it, or a lot still out of it. Crazy weekend when I got home, and then yesterday I was so excited. I was like, okay, I'm going to rest and catch a little bit, and Jake threw up at school. So anyways, just life of a mom, right? So anyways, I'm just like twisting my words. So let's just get started. We wanted to talk with one of our new ambassadors who earned Hawaii this year for the first time. And so Rachel Hofseth is on here with us. Let me unmute. Rachel, can you unmute yourself? But she is an Emerald, and this was her first time in Hawaii. Scott actually met her at Jewel Training, and so, but she lives down in the Woodlands down by Houston, and so she is going to tell us what she thought about Hawaii, how she got to Hawaii, and give us some advice, and then Ariele and I are going to hop back on after that. So Rachel, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So, hey guys, my name is Rachel, like Beth said. And I don't even know where to begin. So just to give you guys a little bit of background on my journey, I started in April of 2014. With no real intention of working the business. I wanted to get my products for free, so I was willing to do what it took, and I was excited about the product, so I was like, sure, I will share this with everybody I know, but I'm not going to grow a team. In fact, when my sponsor sat on my couch and she was just kind of going over the compensation plan, and she was like, we can go on vacations together, and I kind of rolled my eyes and laughed at her because that wasn't something that I wanted. It wasn't that I wanted it, that I didn't want it, but it was something that I didn't think I would ever achieve. It wasn't, I said, that's not who I am. I could never be successful in a business that way because I don't have a certain personality to do the things that you need to do to earn those kind of crazy trips. Plus, who really earns those things? Like that was just my mindset when I got started, but I loved the products and I was willing to share. And so to look back on my journey and then to stand in Maui and be like, oh my gosh, I'm here. It's just kind of funny to me. So it took me just under 3 years to hit Emerald. I hit that in January of this year. And so I got to go to Maui for the first time. And it's hard to explain. I mean, you guys have seen the pictures. You guys have heard the stories. But to be there and to be able to take my family, we took our girls with us, which some people are like, what, you're taking your kids with you on your very first trip to Maui? And I was like, yeah, like what? I mean, there's part of you that wants it to be that special trip between you and your husband. But then to be able to share that with our family, that was something special because they have watched me on this journey. They have been, they've had to sacrifice time with mommy in different times, and they've gotten to see me work this business. So it was really fun that they got to experience and to see what all of this work that I've been doing has turned into. So that was just a huge blessing for us. And I think one of the things that probably you won't hear from a lot of people talk about, and I want you guys just to be encouraged by this and to just further build your belief in our company. But just like how Beth said about how our executives and Alec and Tarl and how much they love us, as special as Maui was and how much they completely spoiled us. What was really apparent to me is that even before jewel status, I have always felt that way with Plexus. Our company treats us so well, and they don't really look at rank. I mean, yes, the jewels, we get spoiled. We get certain perks, but truly, like, even as simple as Super Saturday, like just the way that they treat us. If you ever get a chance to go to corporate, they love us. They love us no matter what rank you are. And that was so apparent to me that it wasn't this over the top crazy, like, oh my gosh, we are so much better than everybody else because we've reached this level. It was not that at all. And so I just want you guys to just really, truly understand how much our company loves everybody. And they truly want everybody to get to experience Maui because it is something so, so special. So I don't really have anything else to add. I mean, the gifts were awesome. We got, those really cute hats. We got a really neat picture. Actually, they gave us a picture frame that they put a picture in. They're like, put your favorite picture. I'm like, I think I'm going to leave this one here because it's just, everybody got different pictures. It was neat. So those things were all nice, but just being able to be in Maui with other jewels and everybody that, has a different journey and everybody has worked really hard to get there. It's just special. And it was such a relaxing time. It's something that, coming into this, me thinking, oh, I don't want to take vacations. I could never do that. All those kind of things. Like, it's 100% worth it to go on this journey and never give up to get there. And that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys, because as I was in Maui too, and just realizing everybody here has gotten to jewel status. Obviously, everybody has worked hard. But what's really neat is everybody has their very, very own, very unique and specific journey to get to Maui. And everybody there is different ages. They all have different levels of influence. They came from different backgrounds. Some people may have gotten to jewel status in 6 months, and then there's some people that it probably took them over, I think I know somebody that took them over 5 years to get it. And one of the biggest things that I took away from that, because everybody wants to know how to get to Maui, right? What was the title of this was let's get to Hawaii was the title of this Zoom meeting. Everybody's wanting to know how do we get there? How do we get to Maui? What do I need to do to get there? And we have trainings, we have duplication processes, we have share this, sign up an ambassador, get them plugged in here. We have those steps, we have those trainings. But one of the biggest things that has helped me, and when you listen to the stories of how other jewels have gotten there, it really goes back to their mindset and understanding that the road to success, the road to Maui is not a straight road, at all. You've seen those graphics where it talks about, the road to success. It's not like this. It's like this, and then it goes over there, and then it's all over the place. And so we have to stop thinking and stop comparing and stop putting these false expectations on ourselves that it's just this easy road. You just keep doing the same things and you'll get there. That's not totally true. I think the biggest thing is as long as you never quit and you never give up, then that's how you're going to get there. When you talk to all of the different jewels that were in Maui, that's the one thing that they all have in common. Lots of things in common, but it was that they never, ever, ever gave up. So I have some notes because I tend to go all over the place. But let's see. Yeah, you listen to the stories too, and I would say almost everybody has had bumps. Everybody's had bumps in the road. Everybody faces different obstacles. You hear stories of people that go backwards. They lose points, and then they gain points, and then they go up, and then they go down, and then life happens. All of these things are going on, but you just keep moving forward. And it's expect that. Go into it knowing that that's going to happen. And it's what we do in those times where we feel down, where we feel tired, where we feel like nobody wants to talk to me about Plexus. Everybody that's joined me is leaving me. Like, you have all of these thoughts in your head. And as long as like you guys are expecting that, because it's going to happen, that's the nature of this business, you can be prepared for it when it happens. And a lot of the times when it happens, those are the times that we have to look back on what we're doing and how much we're pouring into ourselves. What kind of personal growth and development are we doing to keep our minds strong and to keep our spirits up to continue to push forward? Because we all here have had situations that have just knocked us down. And it's really what you do in that time that's going to move you forward. So really the other thing too that I want to add to that, let's see. Oh, I'll say this too. You get going, you get into momentum, and you have these people that join you, and you really feel like these are the ones that are going to go with me. Like, we're going to take this all the way to the top, and then they don't. So you have to do what you need to do for you. Yes, we have to take care of our team. We have to take care of our friends. But at the same time, you get to be the example and you get to be the leader. Even when that sounds scary, I'll be honest, when I said I didn't want to grow a team, it was because I didn't want to grow a team, partly because I had been told my entire life that I was a really good follower. I was a really good team player, but I wasn't the leader. And that wasn't something that I should be ashamed of. It just was the fact of the matter. And that was something that just got planted in my head, to where it's like, no, I can be a leader. I can learn how to do this, and I shouldn't be scared of it. It just means that it might take me longer to figure this out, but I had a desire to help people. And so I was like, okay, I have people joining me. So now what do I do with them? I have to decide, do I want to continue helping them? That means that I'm going to have to grow myself as a leader. So I'm all over the place, but yeah. I'm going to go back to saying, how you're going to feel like people are going to join you and then they're going to leave. I think I looked at my numbers and I have about 5 people still with me that actually helped get me to gold. Only 5 people. So that's expected. If you let yourself just kind of get down and sad and what happened to these people? They were all going to go to the top with me. And then that pulls you down. Like, you have to keep moving forward and never give up. And it's just continually sharing and working the business. Always going back to your why, always revisiting that, and letting that evolve. Your why is going to change, but you have to just be on top of that. But yeah, with talking to other jewels and hearing their stories, a lot of times you heard them talking about they had to rebuild. They had to start all over. They fell backwards. They got complacent. And so they had to make a choice to move themselves forward. They didn't wait for their upline to do it for them. It was them making that decision that I want to keep moving forward. Yeah, you guys, let's see. Isn't this fun? This is kind of what happens with jet lag too. Even though you have notes, you still go all over the place.
Amen. I'm like all over the place in my head too. That's what earlier I was like, I'm just going to stop talking. No, you're doing great. You're doing so good. But my sentences are not making sense today.
But this is good though too. Like, seriously, I think sometimes we put jewels like so high up there because we have some amazing women and men in our company that are amazing speakers. They're amazing trainers, amazing leaders. And we look at them and we put them so high up and we start comparing ourselves to them. But then you guys can just remember, like, Rachel's all over the place and she still did it. So I can totally do this.
I used to, girl. You're doing awesome.
But yeah, so I think another takeaway too, like, what's my personality color? Beth, what you type in there what you think my personality color is, and it'll be real interesting just off of what I'm talking, and then I'll share with you guys.
I think you're a lot like me. So.
Well, it said Heather Smith.
You're talking to the other Beth, though.
Yeah, the other one, yellow, blue. Okay,
yeah.
You guys keep putting stuff in there. That's fun. I want to see what you guys think. But yeah, I think one of the biggest things is just compare. We talk about this all the time. Like, I think we compare way too much. or we set these crazy expectations that are not like, or we, you know, they're false expectations of what we think success should be. And I was just telling somebody the other day, like, as hard as it feels when you're going through this, like when you're trying to reach gold for the first time, gold is one of the hardest ranks to reach. And you're saying, you know, I've been doing this forever and forever. It took me 9 months to go gold. And it took me, you know, you just feel like, you know, I've signed up all these people and now people are turning off. People don't want to order anymore. Is this ever going to happen? And it feels like it takes forever. But then when you get to look back on it, when I'm sitting here and it's been, what, almost three and a half years, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, almost 3.5 years now. And it has gone in a blink. I mean, it's been a flash. And the things that are coming up in Plexus that could happen in a year from now, like I'm like, that's going to be here quick. And so we put these false expectations, we put these timelines on us, and we feel like we're not being successful if we're not hitting certain marks instead of like going with the journey. And if you start getting upset with like the pace of your journey, that's when you have to decide, like, well, how much time am I actually putting into this? And how much time am I willing to put into this? And then you have to match those and make sure that they're realistic with the expectations. If you want to be an emerald in 6 months, but you're only posting on Facebook and maybe following up with one person, like realistically, that's not going to happen. And you have to decide if you want to make a change or if you're like, you know what, this is all I can give right now. And I'm okay with that. And I understand that I'm not going to get there as fast as this person, but this is what I can do. And with what I can do, I'm going to do the best that I can do. So find out what works for you. Find out what works for your schedule, what works for your family, and then accept it. And if you're not okay with that, you have to make a change. Because that's the thing is it's up. I have this written down. I said, it's up to you and what you want to do every single day. And, I mean, you absolutely need your team to help you get to each level that you're going to, but you can't rely on them. Like I said earlier, you have to be the leader. You have to be the one setting the example. And if you're still struggling to know how to do that, take some time to learn how to do that. It's okay to take time to learn how to post on Facebook effectively. If you feel like posting on Facebook's not your strength, like it's okay to take time to do that. You're not going anywhere. If you need to learn how to reach out to people better and change your words of how you're doing that, take the time to do that. It's okay. It's not a race. You get to set your own pace, and success loves speed. I always love that. It really, truly does. But you get to set that pace and you get to set that up. So really the biggest takeaway of how to get to Maui, because like I said, there are amazing trainings out there. Plexus supplies us with amazing trainings. We have amazing leaders in the company. You guys know how to get on YouTube. You guys know how to utilize your team pages. Get connected with your teams. I think that's huge too. Get connected. Do not neglect the community and the camaraderie that we have. But it really comes down to mindset and not ever giving up and finding that person that really can encourage you when you're feeling down. Because this is hard work. I mean, it just is. I remember, I don't know, Beth, if you caught on to this. I think everybody caught on to this, but Taro was talking to us in Maui and he was like, what you guys do is easy. And we all kind of chuckled. He's like, well, no. It's not. He's like, I realize it's not easy. It's simple. What we do is simple. But it's hard work. And so you just have to push through, and it's 100% worth it. 1,000,000 times worth it to keep going. So throw that time, don't throw the timeline out. When you set goals, you have to set timely goals, but don't limit yourself. Don't put restrictions on yourself. Don't say, if I don't achieve this by this time, I'm a failure. You're not a failure at all. Success in the business is messy. It's all over the place. And every single jewel that was in Maui, they never gave up. They never gave up. They stopped comparing. They didn't say, I'm not successful because I didn't do this in this amount of time. It's no matter what it's so cliche. We all say, draw your line in the sand. But it's true. It's true. Okay. So I'm going to pull up these chats. I think it's funny that you guys say yellow, blue. I see one person said yellow, red. I know this is totally off tangent or whatever. I'm a total yellow, and I want to say that I'm a blue, but like I get scared when I'm around a lot of people. I don't get shy. I love being around people. I love it, but I'll be the person standing like just being around people. But everything changes. I would not be talking like this at the beginning, probably not even as a Ruby or a senior Ruby, you know.
I did my first video, honestly, because it overwhelmed me so bad. This is embarrassing. I did my first video, like live video for my team when I was in Hawaii my first year, because it pained me. I was so scared to do it. So anyway, I'm just saying.
That's funny.
Okay, you answer that question. I want to ask you a couple questions.
Okay, the one on the suggestions of how to motivate your downline. That one. So that's hard. That's really hard. I think you just continue to pour into them, continue to build relationships, because ultimately it's up to them. I've told my team I'm not shy about it. But I have spent a lot of time feeling like I was dragging people, because I'm such a yellow and I want everybody to want this. I want to help everybody. If they say I want to do this, I want to help them. But I also, have a lot of other things going on in life. I mean, I've got 3 girls, all 3 of them do gymnastics. I have a husband, he travels some. Like, there's so many other things that, like, I have to stop dragging people. And it's that like pains me to say, because I'm like, I feel like I'm being so mean. That's the yellow in me. But it's true. Like, you can motivate and motivate and motivate, but ultimately it's up to them. It's truly up to them if they want it. And you can only do so much, and just love on them and meet them where they're at. And just connect with them on that level. And it's okay. Like, that's why this journey is different for every single person. Their timeline is going to be different. They may not be ready for this, and they may need to do some personal growth. And until they're ready to make those changes, there's not a whole lot more you can do. So it's just one of those things where you just motivate, pour into, encourage, and then, I mean, it's up to them.
Yep. Agreed. Okay. So can I ask you a couple of questions, just easy questions about Hawaii? Was it what you expected, or was it totally different? Like, going into it, because you've never been, was it what you expected?
I don't know how to answer that. That's really hard. I'm real curious how different it would have been without my kids there. Mm-hmm. Not to say that's a bad thing at all. I told you guys it was a huge blessing, and I wouldn't have it any other way. In fact, we're like, kind of want to bring them again next year, because it was just so special for our family. But there were those little moments, right? Like leaders retreats coming up. So I know that's mine and my husband's like one plexus thing where we can just disconnect and just hang out with our friends. So we got a lot of time with that at the welcome reception. So in those moments, does that sound terrible? When my kids weren't with me.
I brought my kids the first 2 years too. And it was like that. I was really busy. I didn't have the relaxing time at the pool as much as I would have liked at that point, because I was so thankful to have my kids there and to let them experience Maui and let them experience Plexus and all of that. But I didn't have the downtime all the time. Like, the difference in the first 2 years and the second 2 years was I hung out with adults a whole lot more and chilled a whole lot more. Where the first 2 I was with my kids, all the time.
Yeah. And the time that I got with people was precious. It was just, even though the kids were there, it did feel very relaxing. I think that surprised me. As much as it was Plexus, there was still so much time to just enjoy Maui. So that was really nice. So
what was your favorite? So if y'all don't know, we do have meetings, we do have events, and then we have a couple, like some downtime as well. What was your favorite event that Plexus put on?
My favorite event of that, honestly, I loved our little breakout sessions.
It was so good. Those were really good.
Yeah, it was really good. So what they did, I don't know if they did that. I don't know if they did that last year.
We had never done that before. Mm-hmm.
So we had our main like training session. It wasn't even a training session. Our main little Alec and Tara were there, and then Cindy, talked to us and all this stuff. And then they split us into like small groups. I would say 30? No, there was more than 30.
Maybe 25, 30 people.
25, 30 people. And they just went over some training that we're going to be given starting next year. And it was just fun because we had little activities, and there was not time to like really visit and talk to anybody, but the activities got us like meshing together, and it was just fun. And I love learning. I love different trainings. I love seeing what's to come and to get excited about. But that was probably one of my favorite things.
I loved it because you could see, so what we did, they broke us up and had us answer these 4 questions, and you would go to a different section of the room. Like one was, are you one that's always on time, or are you always late? And so there were like 4 answers to it. And so everybody, would pick their corner. And it was really interesting to me to see the different personalities and where everybody went. And the ones I could guess, like it was funny, the people that I knew well, like everybody went to the right corner. So anyways, but I love that part. I thought it was great. And I thought it did help everybody, even though we didn't have we weren't chatting together, it helped people bond, I thought. So, and then what did you think of Christy Wright? Christy Wright was the speaker they brought in. She's a speaker for not John Maxwell. Oh, see, jet lag. For Dave Ramsey. And I thought she was amazing. What did you think of Christy?
I loved it. I loved her. She was a great speaker. I thought that it was just another like little box to check of how much Plexus cares about us. Like so she came in and she talked about finances, like how to manage your money and how to manage your time. And just the fact that they would bring somebody in to help teach us those type of things, because they want us to be running our businesses with integrity, taking what Plexus is blessing us with and being able to use that to impact our lives even greater. And then therefore we're going to be able to impact even more people. So she was an amazing speaker. I took lots and lots of notes from her. But it was just, it was neat to have them pouring into us that way, that they would think of.
That they also do think it's very important that we have balance in our lives, and that yes, Plexus is such a big part of our lives, and obviously that's our job, but we also should have balance in our lives with our family and with our friends. And what this lady said, her name is Christy Wright. If you want to follow her on Facebook, it's CHRISTY, Wright, WRIGHT. She said when she was in her early 20s, she was working like 70, 80 hours a week. She had bought a farm, so when she wasn't working, she was on her farm. And one year it was her birthday, and so she started calling all these friends saying, hey, you want to go out for my birthday? You want to go out for my birthday? And she goes, I realized I had no friends. She said, I was working so much that I had no friends and no social. And so she really kind of talked to us about definitely having balance and being present, like with your children, instead of being like this all the time with your children, being present in what you're doing, and like whether it be your work time, being present there, or with your kids and family, being present there. And so I know that hit home for a whole lot of us, for sure. So, okay, anything else you want to add? The luau was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. The luau was fun. I mean, it's just the whole thing is fun. The whole thing is fun. And I think what's really neat is just being with people, mm-hmm. Just being around, Plexus people, and because we all share the same thoughts and visions, and we're very like-minded. And so it's just easy and comfortable to be around everybody. But no, I don't know that.
That's awesome. I love what you've said. Thank you so much. And thank you. I love seeing it. Like, it's so fun to see it through the eyes of somebody new each year, because, it's an amazing experience. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for hopping on and giving us some advice. Okay, so now Ariele is going to chat for a bit and give us some tips. And then at the end, I'll wrap it up and then have a little announcement. So go ahead, Ariele.
Okay, really quick. I just wanted to touch point on what Rachel said, you guys, about not comparing yourselves to others. That is huge. That was a huge part of my journey as well. Y'all know Beth is my upline. You guys, Beth hit diamond in 9 months?
11.
Really quick.
11. What? 11.
11. Okay, same thing, right? Okay. And then her upline, Celeste Gwen, who did it in what, like a week? I mean,
yeah,
come on, okay? So that's my upline. And then y'all, hello, my downline, Melissa Eichenhorst. Everybody knows Melissa Eichenhorst, right? So I've got it coming on top of me. I got it below me. And then there's me. So imagine the self-doubt that I had, the comparison that I had with these other ladies. And it's like Rachel said, they're all just regular people, you know. Yeah, they're diamonds, whatever, but they are just regular people. And I let that get in my head that Beth was better than me, Celeste was better than me, Melissa was better, this person here, Roz, Rainey, all these people that hit diamond before me, I let that self-doubt creep in. And you guys, you cannot do that. It will destroy you. You've got to change your mindset. And once I changed my mindset and I did put those blinders on and I stopped comparing myself and realized that I'm just as good as these girls. If they can do it, I can do it. We all can do it. So stop comparing if you're doing that right now, because I did that. You know, I was a sapphire and I thought about quitting because I wasn't as good as these people and I didn't have what it takes. Y'all, how crazy is that? We can all do this. And that was part of my journey. My journey to diamond was longer than all of theirs. It took me 2 years. Some of you might think that's fast. Some of you might think it's slow. At the time, I thought it was slow because, again, I was comparing myself to everybody around me. And that was my own personal journey. So don't compare yourself to others.
And Ariele is an amazing leader. I'm just throwing that in there because she's very hard on herself, but she is an amazing leader. And if you are on her team, you know how wonderful she is. So throwing that in.
Thank you. But it's true. It was very hard to see all these people doing it. And Rachel and I have kind of had conversations about this before, about how we felt, you know, oh, our personalities were not, you know, and so we're all just everyday people. And like I said, if I can do this, y'all, I was a flight attendant and a stay-at-home mom. I failed math in high school. I failed math in college. I was an art major, okay? So if I can make it to the top, trust me when I say anybody can do this. So a couple of things, Beth and I were talking, and then she can just kind of like put her points in as well. So we might take a little bit of a harder stance. We obviously want everybody in Hawaii with us next year. We know you guys want it. So we've got to just not talk the talk, but we've got to walk the walk. We've got to set the examples for our teams. So if we're asking people to sign people, if you're asking your team to sign people, you better be signing people. Whenever I sign somebody, I make sure they get added to my team page so my team knows that I'm working it as well. If Beth and I are asking you to do something, we're doing it too. You need to strive to go silver every single month. I've been doing this for 4.5 years. And I will tell you, the first 2 years of my journey, I worked my tail off. Maybe haven't worked quite as hard, being completely honest with you guys, these past 2 years as I should have. Those first 2 years, I worked my butt off. It's changed a little bit, but I'm getting back to that. I am challenging myself to go silver every single month, and I'm putting it out there on my pages so that my team can hold me accountable. Hold yourself accountable with your team, okay? Like I said, if you're asking them to do it, you have to be willing to do it too. And something else I think that we're not putting enough focus on, you guys, the consistency clubs. If you are being consistent with the 300 club, the 500 club, the 700 club, you're growing your team and your customer base. I think we don't put enough effort into those consistency clubs because we all know happy customers turn into ambassadors. So I would really make that part of your focus. If you're say you're going to be in Hawaii next year, to be focusing on those consistency clubs because it is so well-rounded. It's PV, it's customers and ambassadors. So definitely be working on that. Something else, and I know Beth will agree, you got to make sacrifices to make it happen. Like I said, we can't just say we're going to be in Maui and do nothing. We all have to make sacrifices to make it happen. My sacrifices might be different than Beth's or Rachel's, but I know that we all, I can speak for all three of us, made sacrifices in our journey to get to Maui. And just doing events. You guys, you have to be do the 7-day challenge groups once a month with your team. Be doing happy hour events with your teams. Be doing in-person events. We have to constantly be setting the example for our team, but at the same time, be including them. Don't do all the work for them. Do it together as a team so that they can then duplicate that process for their teams, and it's going to trickle down. Does that make sense? So those were just a few little things. And then also, this kind of pertains to it as well. And my journey to Diamond, when I stopped putting the focus on myself, when I stopped comparing myself and I just let it go, and I started working with my team and helping my team achieve the goals they were going after, by helping y'all's downline reach their goals, by helping people hit silver and gold and senior gold, it's going to help you achieve your goal as well. So help your team. Don't make it all about you, but help your team get there, and it's going to help you at the same time. So those
Absolutely.
are just
it's funny that the three of us really like made out our own lists and our own notes, and all of them like circle around the same thing, seriously. But it's the truth. I mean, I have written down, you cannot do this by yourself. You have to have your team going. So what are you doing to encourage your team? What are you doing to train your team? We want them on these Zooms, absolutely. But if they're just coming to us and, then you're not working with your team. You have to be in constant communication, training your team as well. We want them. This Zoom is for everyone, and we want people on here. We have a great lineup coming up. We have some big names coming up this fall that we're super excited about that are going to be on these Zooms. But you can't just let that be. You can't just say, hop on this Zoom. I mean, guys, there's 60,000 people on this team. There's 65 people on the Zoom this morning. I know that it's a Tuesday morning at 10:30, but we've had over 100 people on these Zooms. And then we have people watch them. One of our Zooms, a couple weeks ago, last I checked, like 900 people had watched back. Are you sharing these Zooms? Are you sharing the links to to the replay? Are you sharing and saying, hey, give me a takeaway? Or are you just posting the link on your page? Because that's not engaging by posting a link on your page. That's not inviting people to do it. Yes, it's saying, here is a link, but most people are not going to take that and be like, oh, I'm going to watch that. Go farther with that. Take it a step farther. Make them be involved. I know everybody cannot be on here at 10:30 on Tuesday mornings. I get that. We have about the same number of people when we do them in the mornings as we do in the evenings. And so right now in our life, this is how it works. But we record them, right? And so we want y'all to listen to them. But don't just take that link. You also need to be engaging with your teams. You also need to be doing Zooms. You also need to be doing training tips and encouragement, and if you can, contests or whatever. You cannot get to Hawaii on your own, period. You can't. I don't know a single person that has ever gone to Emerald, Hawaii. I mean, you can't go to Emerald without a team, right? We know that. And so I know that I've been watching a couple of our teams that are trying to rank up this month, and it's not just, I need this. They're putting on their page, so-and-so is 5 people away from gold. I'm 12 people away from senior gold. And it's helping the people below you hit their goals, and that is going to help you hit your goal. This is a team effort. Make this fun for your team. Make your team be a part of something. Don't make it all business. Make it fun too. Go to lunch with them. If they're not there, make your pages engaging. Put, what are you doing this weekend on your page? Engage your team. Now, obviously, you can't just put, what are you doing with your team? What are you doing this weekend? You have to also have some Flexus stuff in there, but make this fun. I say it all the time, and I heard it said, I guess it was in Hawaii. I can't remember. Somebody said, if people become a part of something, they'll never, ever, ever leave. If people truly become a part of Plexus and truly become a part of this team and truly become a part of this family, they're never going to leave, even if they're wholesale for 10 years. I have wholesale that have been with me from the very beginning. If you become a part of something, if they become a part of this, we are a family. We have something special. They're never going to leave. But you cannot get to Hawaii without your team. So what are you going to do this year? I want you to write that down. What are you going to do this year to help your team, to engage your team, to do things with your team so that they start moving towards Hawaii too? Maybe they just don't know what to do. It could be taking stuff, the same things and changing the words around and putting them on your page. We all say the same things, but it could be in your own words. Get on your team page and do a Facebook Live. Guys, that was the hardest thing for me to do. Like I said earlier, my very first, Sabrina's not on here, I don't think, but she remembers this. My very first video on my team page was when I was in Hawaii. I was terrified to do it. I would have been terrified to do these Zooms, guys. This is way out of my comfort zone. but it's the growth that everybody's talking about. We all have growth in some way. For some people, doing a live video may be the easiest thing in the world. But I promise, there was a post on one of our Jules page asking, how do you engage your team members on your team page? Is it contests? Is it what? And numerous people said, I get the most engagement when I do live videos on my team page. People want to know you. I feel like I'm sitting in Ariele's office right here. I've been to this office. She's like on my page right here. I've been to her office. I feel like I'm sitting across the desk. I have many, many times before. I'm sitting in her room, right? That's way better than sending a text. I feel like I'm right there. I remember I was in a Zoom one time one-on-one with a girl, and she had a new baby, and I was like, I feel like I should just reach out and grab your baby. You know, it makes it personal. You have to make it personal. You have to engage your team. Okay, second thing, and this is I'm not, this is a little bit touchy. Okay, you ready? You cannot just post on Facebook to get to Hawaii. You need to post on Facebook, and you need to post on Facebook every single day, but you cannot just get to post on Facebook and expect to get to Hawaii. It's not going to happen. None of us just post on Facebook. All of us post on Facebook a lot, but we also reach out to people and message people and call people and share plexus when we're out. And we don't just do that every once in a while. We do it all the time. And so do not expect that you're going to earn Hawaii by just posting on Facebook and that's all you're doing. You have to take it that step farther. You have to make it personal. Again, relationships, communication is key in this. It really is. And so talking to people, asking people, yes, Facebook is going to help. But here's what I see with Facebook is people are posting once or twice a month, once or twice, once a week maybe. And so-and-so is only seeing it one of those times. They don't even know you're doing plexus anymore. They think you've already quit that. They think it was the fad like they thought it was, and they think you're already done. You have to be consistent when you're doing Facebook, but you cannot just do Facebook. Join our power hours. We've been doing power hours. Props to all of y'all that were on while we were in Hawaii with John. There were 99 people on that one. The power hours are helping tremendously. It sounds like a lot. It's an hour of work. It goes by so fast, and we break them up into 10 minutes. I've gotten so much done in those power hours. It's amazing. Sometimes thinking, oh, I'm going to sit and work for an hour. That doesn't work because my mind goes over here. My mind goes over there. And, I need to get up and drink water. But doing those together is accountability, right? It's accountability. It's fun. We have ideas. So do that. Join our power hours. Do power hours for your team. What if you committed to doing 1 power hour every week or 2 power hours every week? Or maybe that looks different for you because I know when I first started, I didn't have time. I didn't have a single full hour in a day, but I did work in spurts. So maybe you commit to doing 3 15-minute power hours, throughout the week. If you worked for 15 minutes 3 times a week, you would get a heck of a lot done. And I don't mean scrolling Facebook. I mean reaching out to people. Yesterday morning, I knew it was going to be kind of crazy. Before my kids even got up, I sat there for 10 minutes. I messaged people about the special. I followed up with people who had sent samples too. And I got so much done in 10 minutes. And guess what? We have a new ambassador probably going to join. I had somebody ask me for samples. And I have another gal that I had sent samples to that we talked. I mean, out of that, it took me 10 minutes, guys. It doesn't take all day long to do this. I get we're busy. I get we have jobs. I get we have families because I was there. I'm still there. It's just a whole different, look in my life. But I promise if you'll commit to working that and not scrolling Facebook, but working those times that you're going to soar. So anyways, post on Facebook all the time, yes, but you cannot just depend on Facebook, period. Okay. It kind of goes with the same thing. You can't just sometimes do this. It cannot be, if you're really committed to going to Hawaii, you have to be committed to going to Hawaii. You have to be committed to putting in the work every week. You have to be committed to saying, yes, this may be hard for this year, but I will earn it by next year. Okay. So you can't say, okay, I'm going to work today and then I'll work again, maybe next Friday. You have to be consistent. And whether that be, guys, I promise I get it. When I started, I was working a million jobs, Scott traveled all the time, and my boys are busy. But I worked within 5-minute increments. Sometimes it was before school, lunchtime, sometimes at the baseball field, before my kids went to bed. You have to be committed to working every day. Even if it's a short time, please be committed because we want you to do this. Make your goals for sure. Okay, what is your goal? Obviously, your goal is going to be to get to Hawaii if you want to go to Hawaii, right? Okay, that cannot just be your only goal. You know, you can't say, I'm going to be Emerald next month if you're Silver, right? It takes the steps. Will there be people in Hawaii that are Silver right now? There will be people in Hawaii next year that have not even joined our company yet. There will be. You have to set the goals, though, that are realistic to you. So where are you right now this month? Where are you? What rank are you? How many points does that mean that you need the next month? Divide it out and see where you need to be. If you need help doing that, we will help you do that. But see what you need to do. How many points do you need? Well, take those points and what does that mean your growth needs to look like for the month? So say, you know, this many points, you need 20 new ambassadors. I don't know, I'm just throwing numbers out there. Okay, how are you going to get those? Are you going to get those 20 on your own? Are you going to talk to your team and train your team and get them encouraged and get them excited? Are you going to do meetings? We used to do tons of meetings at the beginning, right? I encourage everybody, let's do a meeting, right? Meetings can be anything. They can be at your home. They could be at a coffee shop. They can be wherever. They can be on a Zoom. You can do tons of opportunity meetings going on Zooms right now. Love it because people don't even have to leave their house, right? It can be a Facebook meeting. We have to do these meetings. We have to start reaching the masses. How many new people are you going to friend on Facebook this week? How many people are you going to meet? Where are you going to meet new people? Because we have to reach out. We have to find new people. Today at the gym, somebody was asking me what I do. It's funny, we worked out and I was like about to die. And she's like, aren't you my Bible study? We just started a new Bible study. She's sitting in my group and she's like, what do you do? Because I know you were in Hawaii. I'm like, oh, you heard of Plexus? It's baby steps, right? So planting those seeds, but also having meetings. So what is that going to look like? What is your goal going to be? Your goal can be, I'm going to have one meeting a month, or however that needs to be, whatever you need to be, but you have to break your goal up. Because yes, ultimately the goal is to be in Hawaii, absolutely. But if we just say, oh yeah, I want to be there, I'm going to be there next year, we can say I'm going to be there all we want. And we can say we want to be there all we want, but unless we take the steps to get there, we're not going to be there. And I'm saying it to myself too, because we have to earn Hawaii every year, just as well. We have to do these things. If I just stopped working, I could lose Hawaii real easily. But I have to keep going. I have a list on my board right now of people I want as ambassadors and people I want as customers. So I can see it every day when I walk in. Scott and I add stuff when we talk to people. If we talk to them one time or send a sample, we add them to this board, what they're going to be, what our goal is to get them to. Make it where you can see it, right? Because we want y'all there. And guys, we're not saying this to like be bossy or to tell you what to do. We're saying it because we want you there. We know what it takes. We know what we're going to have to do, all of us. And so what does that look like for you? It looks different for every person because we may have a silver and we may have a senior ruby. And that may look totally different. But we have to set it up so we're successful. And we can't just say that we want it. We have to do the steps, right? So anyways, we are going to be doing, y'all, if y'all have any questions, let me know. I don't know what just happened, but if y'all have any questions, put them in the chats. But we are going to be doing, Alicia, Ariele, and I are going to join forces, and we are going to be doing a Going to Hawaii group. We've done this each year. The difference this year is you can't just say you want to be in it. You need to message one of us and say why you want to be in it and what you're going to do to be in it. I do already have several that have messaged, and I will get to those. I just haven't had a chance yet. I will be making the page later this week. But you have to message one of the three of us. It doesn't matter which one, however you want to do that. And tell us why you want to be there and what you are going to do to be there. And so our group will be some accountability. It will be challenges. It will be things to help you get to Hawaii. And so that first step is not just saying I want to do it. It's why do I want to do it and what am I going to do it. So if y'all are interested in joining that group, it's always a successful, great group. Message us just over Facebook or whatever and let us know. And that's what we have for today. But if y'all have any questions, put them in the chat real fast. Thank y'all for being on. We had over 70 people on here at one point. I know 10:30 in the morning sometimes is hard, but thank y'all. Please share with your teams. Please encourage your teams. Please engage with your teams. And we are so appreciative of each of you because we know that we could not be doing what we are doing without each of you. So thank y'all all, and y'all have a great day.